Good morning, everybody. How's everybody out there in YouTube land doing? I hope you guys are all well. I hope things are going good. Hope you guys are catching some great fish out there. So recently I've had a couple questions about camera mounts. What do I use? What have I bought? What works good for me? And with the holiday season coming up, I wanted to put together a quick video and kind of show you guys what I do and what I use out there and give you guys a couple ideas, because I know probably a couple of you guys are going to be getting some GoPros, action cams for the holiday season. So stick around, guys, and we'll jump right into it here in just a sec. Alright, so let's talk camera mounts. Camera mounts are getting pretty popular now with kayaks, and you can make them yourself. You can buy the ones that, like Yakker and a couple different companies are making. They get pretty expensive if you go out and buy some of these ones, like the Yakker. The Yakker one, I think, is like $90. The thing I like about kayak and kayak fishing is you can basically make something on your own and you can save a ton of money. So what I've done is I've done some really cheap things to make my cameras work out there on the water. I basically run two camera mounts. I run a camera mount behind me, and then I also run a camera mount that's in front of me. The camera mount that I have that's in front of me, I'll show it to you right here. I got a couple pictures later on, but it's basically just something I got off of YouTube. If you YouTube, do a search on do-it-yourself camera mounts or GoPro camera mounts or any of those, you can find something and get pretty similar to what I have here. Basically, I've just taken some, I think it's like a 1/4 inch PVC pipe with a couple different fittings, and I had an extra ram mount lying around the house, and basically just kind of incorporated the two together. The thing I like about this is actually 360 degrees and will rotate without loosening up. It's actually a part that I ordered from Amazon, and I think it was only a couple dollars, maybe like $5. So probably the most expensive thing out of this mount would be the ram mount, but like I said, I had an extra one lying around. So you don't have to use the ram mount. You can come up with other ways of mounting it. But here's a picture of how it actually mounts on my kayak. With the ram mount and a simple gear track, the camera mount can be articulated into almost any position. Now, the thing I like about this mount is it gives me a couple different options. Normally I'll run it off to the side like in the picture, but what I can also do is I can also swivel it around to where it's in front of me. I could get a full center shot from the middle of the kayak. I can also turn it in towards me to where I'm videoing everything that's in front of me, which is pretty cool. It kind of eliminates me having to wear a chest mount while I'm out there on the water. I don't like wearing the chest straps. It's just one more thing I have to worry about on my person. Now, something I would recommend if you're doing a camera mount that's going to be articulating, moving around, is some of these camera mounts get really long. And what I have learned is that the longer they get, the less stable they become. So that's why mine's not very long. You have to remember too, these cameras nowadays, they all pretty much film with a fisheye lens. So you're going to get a wide view. Make sure you have your setup on a wide angle view. And you really don't have to put these things too far away from you. I mean, you don't need to get it way out here off the side of your kayak to get good footage. You know, this thing, is only, 15 inches long or something, here at the bottom. And like I said, because of that fisheye lens, you get a lot of what you're trying to capture in the shot. So the only other thing I might recommend doing with one of these, and I still need to do it, is I would probably put some sort of, maybe like a pool noodle or something here on it. Maybe zip tie it on or something in case it does drop into the water. You don't lose your camera. So let me show you what I use for all the shots that are behind me. So what I did when I built my crate for my kayak, I wanted to have a permanent camera mount back there. Something that I could just put the camera mount in, lock it in somehow, and then really not have to worry about anything. And that way I didn't have to build one camera mount for one kayak and then build one camera mount for my second kayak. So basically I just take my crate out, put it in the other kayak, and then I can put the camera mount into it again. And it's pretty simple. I like the way it works. Here's a couple pictures of it. The camera mount easily slides into the longer piece of PVC shown here. Where the hole is located, you can actually use a locking pin and lock the mount in place. With the camera mount in the upper high position, I'm able to get film whether I'm sitting or standing. So here it is. Basically what I've done with this one, super cheap. I had an old broomstick lying around the house. I took the broomstick. I don't even think I really had to cut it down. The only spot where I cut down was here at the end. And I did that because I wanted a couple different shots. I wanted to be able to position this in the water so I can basically take it like a stakeout pole, put it down in the water, and then I've got, a camera shot here away from the kayak. It's a pretty cool little option that you can do. What I might recommend with doing on this one that I still haven't done, I need to do is put a pool noodle on this one in case it starts floating away. But that gives me the option, even if I'm setting up my kayak or something, or, I'm still on the shore, I can stake this thing down in, and if I need to talk or anything. I don't do it very often, but it does give me that option, so it's a pretty cool, real inexpensive mount. The only other thing that I've purchased for this one is this mount here. It's an off-brand action camera. It works for GoPros, whatever. It's just a bicycle handlebar mount. I think it was $5. I actually bought it at Five Below stores. They're here local in the DFW Metroplex. You can get these things on Amazon for like $5. They're nothing. There's really nothing much to them. This one here stays permanent up here at the top. It's not glued or anything. I don't mess with it. This gives me the best shot from behind. And you guys have seen pretty much that's how I film most of my videos. And this thing does articulate slightly. I can move the camera a little bit. Really, I keep this thing in a position here like this at all times, and then the only thing I have to do is maybe just tilt the camera a little bit to get the right angle. Also, what I've done is in the pictures too, I've showed you is how I actually mount it in there. I've got a little pin here so I don't lose my camera while I'm out on the water. This pin just slides in and locks in place. So what I do also is I have a little selfie stick. I don't use this very often. Same thing, I might recommend maybe a pool noodle or something so it'll float. This one's not a floating brand or floating model or whatever. I might get a couple shots with this, holding it. I really don't like it that much. I use pretty much the, my arm that's, I can just tilt this around and it's a lot easier. I don't have to worry about dropping it in the water. But what's cool about this And what I've recently learned is in the camera mount that I have that's behind me, I can actually take this and slide it in there, and it'll give me kind of like an over the shoulder type of shot. So the camera mount's not as high, you're sitting kind of down low. You know, I think that's what a lot of these guys are doing nowadays, is I've seen the mounts where they're just a real close, like over the shoulder mount. And same thing, you know, it's got the wide angle lens, the fisheye view, whatever, and they work great too. So there you have it, guys. You know, plenty of options. The freedom that you have with these, with the do-it-yourself, you know, modifications, they're endless. They're endless. They're inexpensive, and you know, you can pretty much do anything with these, and you know, make some pretty cool mounts. But there you have it, guys. Real cheap, couple inexpensive ways on how to make some of your own camera mounts. If you guys have any questions, you know, just shoot me a message. You guys know I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, also here on YouTube. You know, I'll be more than glad to kind of help you guys out with whatever questions you have that might, you know, get you out there a little faster, give you another idea or whatever. Wish you guys the best luck out there. Happy fishing and tight lines. We'll see you guys on the next one.